This
That-
conference will now be recorded.
Yep.
Okay. Good evening. I'm going to call the meeting to order. Start off with a roll call. David Nixon,
Here.
Van Cacciadorian,
Here.
Michael Hurley,
Here.
John Mahan, here. Is John Larrabee on yet, Eric?
Not yet.
Okay, but we have a quorum, so I want to start this. I know Eric has to be at a selectmen's meeting, and as does Michael Hurley. So with a quorum, I'm going to start the meeting with a moment of silence in memory of Selectman Stephen Ford, who passed away last week. Thank you very much. Okay, Chairman's announcement. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law and the Governor's March 15, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place, this meeting of the Town of Harwich Recreation and Youth Commission is being conducted via remote participation. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings as provided for in the order. A reminder that persons who would like to listen or view this meeting while in progress may do so by going on channel 18. If despite our best efforts, we are not able to provide real-time access, and we will post a record of its meeting on the town's website as soon as we are able. Okay, I believe there's nobody on for public comment, correct, Eric?
No, we have Patrick and Susanna under public presentations.
Okay, I would like to get to that right now, please. Mr. Otten, and I'm sorry, who was the other lady, Eric?
Miss Susanna Nickerson.
Okay, Mr. Otten and Ms. Nickerson, if you would like to start and give us a brief overview of what you sent us already, that would be very much appreciated. Mr. Otten?
Uh-oh.
Did we lose him?
There we go.
Oh, there it is.
It's the old mute button, you know.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, good. So I live in East Harwich. I've been here about 8 years. And have you all had a chance to review the PDF and letter that I sent in to Eric several weeks ago? It was basically a proposal to post at the beach entrances Susanna Nickerson's plastic beach artwork. And is she online? Is she part of the call?
She's on here, yes. Yep.
Yeah, so she'll be speaking as well directly to her artwork. But my role in it is facilitating, mounting, creating the cabinetry, assembling it, and making it weatherproof and accessible for anyone that wants to look at her artwork. But the basic idea is, you know, during the summer, the population of Harwich grows 5 times. There's 5 million people visiting the seashore. We all come to enjoy the beach, collect seashells, and enjoy the sand. Us regulars have it all year round. But what's going on in the background, what's underfoot is plastic. You know, we breathe plastic, drink and swallow plastic. Plastic is the capital P pandemic affecting all life now, plant and animal. What Susanna's artwork does is juxtapose the beauty with the terrible. It's a subtle hint that everything is not what it appears. There's more to that than what meets the eye. You know, we live in a place called Cape Cod, but when was the last time you even saw a codfish? If this place was first discovered today, it probably would be called Cape Plastic. So the beaches serve as a window into what's going on in the world, and Susanna's artwork is a hint to the subconscious of what is happening, just to make us a little more aware. And that's the point. So I'll let Susanna introduce herself, and we can answer questions when she's done, okay?
Okay, thank you, Patrick. Susanna, please.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. My name is Susanna Nickerson. I live in Chatham. The beach trash collages I put together to illustrate the amount and the variety of plastic waste that is found daily on Cape Cod beaches. This plastic trash is both left behind by beachgoers or discarded by fishermen, boaters, and sightseers. I have found that making a simple collage with the pieces of trash that I find illustrates clearly that we have a very real plastic litter problem. My posters are marked with the beach where the trash is found, the date that it was found, and the amount of time it took me to collect it. And our mission, Patrick and my mission, and many other people working on the same issue, is to stop the plastic trash, to get people to reduce their plastic use. And I searched for many years as a way to find a way to display what I find on the beach so that people would be aware, because I just find that many people are just not aware, even though they may be the ones leaving the trash behind. But many people from elsewhere, they think there are beach patrols that go and clean their garbage up, or that some way it's magically going to disappear. And of course it's not. And I just have found that this way of showing the plastic trash that's on the beach, that I've found on the beach, as a way, I've found that people really react well to it, and they really get it, that they should not leave trash on the beach. So Patrick and I came up with the idea, really Patrick's idea, to have a display case at the beach entrances that shows the plastic trash in a creative way that people will really stop and understand that this is a big, big problem, both for humans and also for animals, especially the birds and fish and turtles, well, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's all I have to say, but I'm open to any questions you might have.
Okay, thank you, Susanna. Vaughn,
Thank
I'm
you.
going to open it up to the commission for questions. Vaughn, any questions?
Yeah, I have a couple. First of all, where else has this design or this program been implemented?
So we have written, we have written this idea to all towns from Dennis, east and north, as well as the National Seashore, proposing that all the beaches have some type of display illustrating the plastic found on their beaches.
Are you getting any positive responses from the other towns?
Not yet. We just began, a couple of weeks ago, just beginning. The Seashore did respond, one of their planners saying, no, thank you. They didn't have space. And it was the message. They didn't have space. And it's like, don't have space. What does that mean? But so we're going to continue with the Seashore and see where we go with this.
Final question, John. Do you have a display? Is there any kind of a display that you have available that we can look at prior to making a final decision on your proposal?
Susanna, do you want to answer that one?
Well, I have a display in my front yard, but we do have an outline to make a display for a particular piece of artwork. I think we were waiting to see what might be, if there are changes that would be suggested, that we could make the changes before we make the showcase. So the answer is we have had, I've had a personal showcase in my yard for 3 years now, and it attracts a lot of attention, and a lot of people look at it. And there has not been any problems with it so far. It's made of wood with glass. But what we're suggesting for the ones at the beach is we're suggesting plexiglass. But we would like to get feedback on that. And my showcase in my yard has worked extremely well with no leaking or no vandalism problems or anything like that.
Is there any way you can bring a section of your display down to the rec center, down to our building, and have Eric look at it, and those of us who are on the commission drop by and take a look at what your designs and what your message is all about before we make a final decision? I'd like to see that, John, before I commit myself to this project.
I can get pictures too, if you wanted.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to see
No,
something.
and that's understandable. I totally agree with you. And that's certainly doable. We can bring it by whenever you so designate a time and place. So and this is the first step in working together so that we have a outcome everyone's happy with.
Van, not to interrupt, but there's some pictures in the packet too of some examples
Okay.
that was sent out. Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Michael
I'm
Hurley?
good, John. Thank you.
Michael?
I'm good. I'm good, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
David Nixon?
I'm good, Mr. Chair, thank you.
John Larrabee?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. And I have no questions at this time. So we will think at this point, if it's the board's pleasure, we'll take it under advisement. Try to find, I think if I heard her correctly, I think anybody who wants to go by and take a look at the one in front of her house, Susanna, is that an option?
Yes, it is. Right this minute, it does not have a poster in it because
Okay.
there was some work done on the sidewalk, but I could remedy that by tomorrow and the following day, the day after tomorrow, it will have a poster in it.
Okay. And it's no rush. And we can maybe, Eric, if you could get a hold of Mr. Ott and maybe have one dropped off at the rec center so we can come by and look at it there.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
Sure.
Good.
Great. Thank you very much.
Hey. Thank you, everybody, for your willingness and openness to the suggestion. I'm pleased. I'm smiling. So hope you are too.
Thank you.
And, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Okay, with the commission's pleasure, I'm going to bounce around a little bit. And I'm going to prioritize if need be, because like I said, Michael's juggling 3 or 4 different meetings, I think, and a 3-year-old, and I know Eric has to be at the BOS meeting at 6:30. So I'm going to go to the minutes from March
Make a
23rd.
motion to accept.
Second?
We have a motion from Vaughn, a second from Michael Hurley. Any discussion? All those in favor, Vaughn?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
David?
Abstain, I wasn't there.
Oh, that's right, I'm sorry. John Larrabee?
Aye.
And I'm an aye, so it's unanimous. Okay? I guess we can just buzz through these pretty quickly. Director's report, you've had a chance to look at that. Any additions, Eric?
No additions. The only updates is under White House Field Lighting Project, but we actually have that as an agenda item later on in the agenda.
Okay. Any questions for Eric or comments on the director's report? Seeing none, I'll move on. Property maintenance report. Eric?
Same thing, nothing too big changed on there, except for the projects that we have in progress. Just a lot of them are just awaiting town meeting vote, the newest projects. but nothing other than that new.
I believe, and I don't know if everybody was on, I don't know if John was there yet. Did Vaughn informed us that the dugouts at Senior Memorial and Potter have in fact been painted? And thank you to your softball for taking that on, Vaughn.
Yep.
Okay.
And I put that on there too. Yep.
Any questions on the property maintenance report? Okay, seeing none. Budget reports. Eric, any updates?
Budget report, we're still sitting good with where we are with the expense budget, with where we should be at this time of year. Our revolving fund is currently at $23,622, which is, again, it's a good, healthy balance going into the summer season.
Okay. Any questions for Eric on the budget report? And John, I'm sorry, if you have a question, I can't see you, so if you have a question, just let me know, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Chairman's report. I had somebody come to me, and I'm not going to get into it too deep, in regards to the condition of Exchange Square, which is at the corner of Pleasant Lake Avenue and 39 in Harwich Center. The information kiosk that's there in the Cranberry, the comparison to Harwich, England and Harwich, Mass sign are both in dire need of some attention, some paint. If you get a chance before next meeting, if you'd take a drive by there and take a look. I don't have anything formal from the person that spoke to me, but he said he'd be putting something in writing so we could get that addressed. So that's number one. Number two is I spoke to Sean today at the Highway Department. They've been quite busy working on rec projects. Scoreboard for White House Field they've started that process. Not the scoreboard itself, but the pre-install work. They're in the process of putting a bid out for cleaning of the bathrooms with continued COVID protocol. And from what I understand, that will be paid with CARES Act money again this year. Lifeguard chairs, they are continuing on with those. They're hoping to have 2 or 3 of them up and ready by summer. And Sean did say that he's checked those, and he doesn't see one out there that is in need of immediate replacement. So if there is something that you're concerned with, Eric, if you just let them know, but he's hoping to have 2 or 3 of them done by July 1.
Sounds good.
Okay. That's all on the chairman's report. Liaison, David?
Mr. Chairman, the only thing to update is a couple of the CPC articles have gone to legal, and they haven't been vetted through legal quite yet. And the other thing is there's going to be a protocol change to applications that come before CPC from the town of Harwich. And I'm sure Eric can answer some of the questions on that. Joe is making a particular change. He wants all the articles from the town specifically, with department directors as the applicants, and he's going to come forward with vet those through legal. And I don't know yet what the format is going to be, but there are going to be some serious changes.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll deal with those when they come up, right, David?
We can
And
do
I
that.
apologize, and David, thank you for reminding me. I'm not sure if everybody's aware, the Board of Selectmen chose not to support the Sand Pond article and to indefinitely postpone it. The Finance Committee had agreed to support it, then changed their decision to an indefinite postponement. The Finance Committee has reconsidered again and has voted 4-3 to support that article. I have requested the Board of Selectmen to reconsider and to get a hold of Eric or myself or anybody else from Rec for that matter, to answer any questions or concerns they have with the project. I think some of the information that's floating around out there may not be totally accurate, if at all. So that's where we are on that. I just wanted everybody to know, and I forgot to mention that earlier.
Quick question, John. To Eric, have you sat down with the Board of Selectmen to explain to them specifically what it is we're looking for?
Well, that's what they had made their decision without even asking us to come in to talk about it. So that's why John had requested that, you know, they made their decision, but that they have us come in, let us present, and have them maybe reconsider. We have not, I don't think John has either, but I have not heard anything about scheduling us yet. Because like John said, there were a lot of things that were brought up at the selectmen meeting when they made their decision that were either inaccurate or just, you know, not part of the project at all. So I know personally I'd like the chance to actually describe the project in depth and answer their questions directly, if I could.
Maybe it might be worthwhile for you or John or someone to contact them again and say, this is very urgent as far as we're concerned, and would you be open to having us meet with you or you meet with them so we get them to truly understand what we're trying to accomplish, okay?
Juan, if
Yes,
I may,
sir.
that has been discussed and pursued with 3 of the 4 selectmen, as well as the town administrator. Exactly what you just said. So they're aware, their questions have been answered in the conversation I had with them.
Good.
So I think that base has been covered. Now we just hopefully they'll reconsider.
Right. As long as we did our job, you know, that's the important thing.
Okay. Liaison, Vaughn, you're up.
Yeah, the only thing that I can tell you is that Carolyn mentioned to me the other day that they're going to have the building on the gym side, which is full of mold, power washed one of these days. I don't know if they've done it already, but that's something that's in the plan. Other than that, there's been no meetings.
Great. Thank you, Van. I'm going to jump quickly to the Doane Park Memorial Plaque. As all of you know, I'm sure the Masons donated a Christmas tree in Doane Park last year or the year before. They have come to us and requested that they put a memorial plaque in memory of Emilus Buddy Hall Jr., a great friend and Mason. They're asking for permission to install that plaque in the ground in front of the tree. It is 4 by 6, and it appears to be a bronze plaque, as you'll see in your packet. What is the commission's pleasure?
Just a question, John. Is this something we normally do? Is this an exception, or is this something we normally do for Doane Park?
Well, it wouldn't be Doane Park. It's a park in general, Vaughn.
Yeah.
We do it on benches, I guess, but you can't put a plaque on a tree. But we have memorial benches at the beaches, some of the parks. Eric, what's your take on that?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That it's similar to the benches that we do now. I don't see any issue with it, or I don't think it's like an exception to the rule. I think it would follow what we've done in the past.
Okay. If that's the case, I'll move. I'm sorry. I'll make a motion that we approve the project.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments and/or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor? Vaughn?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
David?
Aye.
John Larrabee?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. It's a unanimous vote. Thank you. And as you know, as you can probably see, I jumped around a little bit on that. Now let's go back up to White House project update. Eric, please.
Yeah, so White House Field projects, John kind of gave you the update on the scoreboard part of it. As far as the lighting goes, the materials were purchased. The next thing I briefed you guys on last meeting is that we put it out to bid for the installation. Robert B. Auer was the low bid on that. We did our due diligence. I contacted all the references, submitted those to town administration. So that's the meeting I'm going on after this, is the Board of Selectmen we'll be voting to sign off on that contract with Bobby Hour for the installation of the lights. So the only thing that, that's going to move forward. There has been some rumors of one of the other companies on the bid list contesting the bid. Because if claiming Robert Hour may not have the experience to do this project, we've determined that they do, and we're pushing forward, and we're going to cross that bridge when it comes to it, or town administration is going to cross that bridge when they come to it. But as of now, we're moving forward in the right direction. So tonight, hopefully the selectmen will approve it, and we'll go from there.
Okay, thank you, Eric. Any questions on that?
John, Eric, maybe you can answer. Is Bobby Hour going to, I don't see them in the electrical business, if you will, okay? Are they going to subcontract this out to a major electrical company, subcontract it out? Are they doing the work? Do they have a crew themselves that do that now?
I'm not sure if they do it themselves or subcontract it out. They could do it either way. I do know that they do have a master electrician permanently on staff. So that, I think they are capable of this kind of project.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, David.
that's not within our realm to vet. That's up to the
No,
procurement department.
and it went through, Vaughn, it went through the RFP process. They were qualified. And just to be clear, they're installing the lights. The lights have been purchased from a lighting engineer or lighting contractor.
Okay.
Bobby Hour's bid is just totally for installation.
Okay, thank you for
Okay.
clarification.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Last month we talked about CPC Priority List. I don't know if anybody came up with some ideas of what they're thinking for that, which is right around the corner. I will ask David quickly, are we looking at September 30 or October 30 this year? Do you know yet?
October 1st.
Okay, so September 30. Okay, thank you. Anybody want to put some things on a list? Are we ready, or do you want to see what happens in May? Okay. Nothing to add right now? All right. Eric, do you want to address your director spending permission threshold?
Yeah. This was just something that came up a couple weeks ago. We have to put new mulch down at Brooks Park Playground, and we do this every couple years. This year it's a little more. The prices have gone up. We did make the purchase. I talked to John about it because it was kind of a time-sensitive matter. But I just brought up the fact that, there's really nothing in writing or no policy set for, what I can authorize as far as spending for a project that comes up. And, if there's some kind of threshold, whether it's $2,000 or $3,000, and where I would need a commission vote and where I wouldn't, or if there's one level of spending that I could just have a conversation with the chairman like I did. It's just something to think about. No decisions have to be made. I just thought maybe if we had some kind of policy for me to follow as far as that goes, it would just cover all our bases.
And something else to think about when you're thinking over Eric's proposal. A lot of the things that would fall into this are recurring expenses.
Yep.
Tends to be the bark mulch, or it tends to be things of that nature that we do
Mutt
every
mitts,
3 or 4
yep.
years. No, we're not going on the mutt mitts. So anyhow, just when you're thinking this through, keep that in mind, because a lot of times it's a last minute call from Highway that says, hey, here's the bid, we can get it delivered tomorrow, do you want to do it? So that's all. So we can talk about that again at the May meeting. One thing to keep in mind on the CPC articles.
John, can I hold you for 1 second, please?
Sure, David.
One question, Eric. Eric, do the department heads through the town have a requirement? Do they have a threshold of spending for their own departments?
What do you mean? Like well, no, there's nothing in writing that says, if it's in our budget, we could spend it as we see fit. So there's nothing that says, if we needed to buy $5,000 worth of mulch, then I'd have to get permission from Joe. And there's nothing that says if you're going to spend this much money, you need to get permission from your respective board or commission or committee.
Okay, so let me clarify. You can move line items if you choose?
Move line items?
Yeah. Can you draw from one line item and move it to another?
Yeah, it's kind of seen as a large, there are line items within the expense budget. But at the end of the fiscal year, they look at it as a whole. The line items seem to be kind of just a loose way to organize the expenses. But some do go over, some are under. And as long as you're under overall, they don't have any issues with it.
John, if I may jump in here. I have no problem in having our director be responsible for being able to come up with some emergency funding should things happen and you required some dollars to be expended. The thing I want to make sure of is that some kind of a checks and balance, so that if he is going to expend $1,000, that he should run it by someone on the commission, the treasurer or the chairman or somebody, to have the support, the approval, if you will, that expenditure is going to move forward. I just think there should be some kind of a check. I don't want to see it unilaterally. He has the carte blanche to go out and spend whatever he needs to spend based on the needs out there. There's got to be some kind of a checks and balance.
Absolutely. That's why this is on the table tonight, just to get the mind thinking of how we want to set it up. And you're 100% correct. So, but it's something for further discussion down the road. Anything else on that? I think that open session. Anything under open session? Van?
I'm good, thank you.
Michael?
I'm good, thank you.
David?
All set, thanks.
John Larrabee?
All set, thank you.
Okay. And just so you know, the commission knows, I had a trip planned to see our daughter for Mother's Day, the weekend of town meeting. And as you can probably all realize, I'm not changing it. So, I will not be attending because it's Mother's Day weekend, Vaughn. You tell me why not.
Being a volunteer?
Yeah. So anyhow, our next meeting is scheduled for Tuesday. That's incorrect.
It's May 24th.
May 24th. Great. Thank you, everybody. John, thank you for joining us. I know you're away. Much appreciated.
Just need a motion to adjourn.
Did everybody get their shots?
Did I hear a motion to adjourn?
Don't move.
I thought somebody said it. We got a
I
second?
stuck it in there.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Can stay.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, guys.
Bye-bye.
Eric, you gonna be in tomorrow afternoon?
I'll be here.
Okay.